Hi everybody, and welcome to Jimmy Draws Art. I'm Jimmy, and today I'm going to show you a time-lapse video basically on how I went through the process of drawing this particular drawing. So sit back and enjoy the video. Hi everyone, and welcome to Jimmy Draws Art. I'm Jimmy Dragon, and in this video I will show you this time lapse of my full drawing process of what I go through to finish a drawing from pretty much nothing to completion. So right now I am drawing a picture of one of my characters, Linsdack, standing in front of a mirror. I actually did a drawing or something similar to this one in the past many moons ago. Sometime in the early 2000s. Oh my gosh, has it really been that long? I better be careful because I think I'm going to pretty much tell you my age in this video. Well, you know, I probably will tell you my age in this video because I will just be me talking about myself today. Well, before we get to that, I want to apologize a bit for this video. First off, I have to apologize for the lateness of the video. I really wanted this one up last weekend, but unfortunately life just got in the way. You know, between my day job wanting me to do a few more hours at work than normally, and me getting sick and nursing a slight head cold, let's just say I wasn't much in the mood, and I was really tired to do any work on the channel when I had the free time to do so. And secondly, I need to say sorry for the way the time-lapse came out for this video. If it looks like that the time-lapse is jumping, that is because it is. I'm trying to cram 6 hours of video into a window of 15 minutes. And I originally wanted to make this video 10 minutes long because 10-minute videos are much better than the longer ones on YouTube. Because if you're like me on YouTube, I have other videos that I want to watch as well, so in the future I promise to try and make videos, well, just shorter, and just make them shorter in the future. And finally, I also have to once again apologize for the fact that my head is getting in the way of the video again. It's a new camera setup, and I recorded this video around the same time I recorded my last video. And in my last video, I said that I would have to come up with a better way for me to warn myself that my head is coming into the shot. Maybe like a head guard or something on the camera that will tell my head that it is about to come into the shot. Well, regardless, I have to work on something to warn me about that. So I think with all that out of the way, I think I will tell you a little bit about the drawing again. As you already saw in the passing time-lapse, I started off my drawing in an odd way. I started off with a figure drawing already started. I did that a little while ago when I was searching for reference pictures online using a Google search. I found something that I liked, and I was practicing my figure drawing and trying to get the pose just right. I left that part out because I thought it was kind of boring and just didn't want to bore you with the details on that. So I think I did okay, and I started my drawing by scribbling pencil on the other side of the drawing. I did this so that I can transfer the drawing a little more perfect on my good paper so I could get everything just right. As soon as I got that, I started my drawing by flushing out more of the figure drawing so I could add in the details a bit better and hopefully correctly. So after that, I get into my inks, and when I get into my inks, I like to do something that is more of a double ink. Basically, I first go over the lines I drew in pencil with the ink to get the lines in right, and then I will erase the pencil work that I did, and then ink again. I will go over the lines that are already inked and fill in bolder lines and give the drawing a little more weight to the lines as well too. I will work in more line variations in my drawing at this time. Then I will finish up and bring it into the computer to do the cleanup work I did with the pencils and the inks and prep the drawing for coloring on the computer. Maybe in future videos I will go through this a little more in detail about how I go through the process of doing all this, but for right now I think just explaining this process is best for today's video, because you really can't see much of what's going on in the video because of the time-lapse issue that I have going on here. Alright, enough about the apologies and the art for now. Let's talk about the early days of my life when I was just getting into art. Now, I'm not going to talk about when I was a little kid drawing pictures as some little kids do. I did do that a lot, but it wasn't until I was older that I got more serious into drawing. I was in high school one year in the early 90s, and there was this one guy who was drawing comics at the lunch table. I was rather in awe at this, and I decided to draw my first comic at that time. Now, I called it Gonzo's Revenge, and yes, it was based off the Gonzo, the one Gonzo from the Muppets, you know, the funny guy with the nose and everything. All I remember from the comic was that Gonzo and the other people I knew from school, we were going around and causing destruction to the school. Let me tell you, if a counselor or some kind of school official saw this comic, or any of the other comics I created from then on, would have somehow called me disturbed and probably would have sent me to a professional about my mental health or something like that. Well, I came out okay today, so yay me! So from then on, I started my adventures in art. Mostly from that point on, I started taking art classes because I really loved it. Whatever was the class, I took it. Well, I didn't really get into photography or painting. I mainly stuck to the commercial side of art, like graphic design classes, because that was where you could find comic art mostly at that time. And at this time, there really weren't any classes geared towards comic art. So there were a lot of times where I would hand in a project, and because it was comic related, I got points taken off. I followed the rules of the project, but because it was comic related, the instructor must have hated it. So, but anyway, over the years I did try to stay away from the comic related subjects when it came to my school projects. However, when the time came where we were able to explore the comic world in my projects, I flourished. I loved every moment of it. So, over the next few years, I did attend a local college and continued to practice art. I was kind of exploring my options here and just attending classes just to attend classes. I was doing this off and on for a few years until the early 2000s, and then I enrolled into an art school. I enrolled into the Art Institute's schools that were in the area, and today I consider that a huge mistake, and probably will tell you all about this in another video. I did learn some things in this place, and I made a few good friends there too, but overall the actual school experience just wasn't worth it. But I did graduate school finally, and I started off trying to make it after school. Let's just say it was a long struggle, and today I'm still struggling with things. Being an artist isn't really easy, that's for sure. I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining, and I don't want to do that. I try to think positively, and so with that said, that is why I'm still trying to make it today here on YouTube and just with my art in general. I'm alive today as a big man child, here in my 40s. Yes, I said my age. I'm here in my 40s, reading comics and trying to make it as an artist. So in general, I'm here loving art and trying to make it as a career for myself. I've always tried to make it a career, and I think I will always try to make it a career for myself to my dying day. What can I say? I love art, and I love all kinds of art. If I can, I will always try to find myself a gallery or an art museum in town and go and take in the atmosphere there. Anyway, in my beginning years though, I want to go back to my beginning years of high school. I decided to create a character named Jimmy Dragon. He's the son of another character I created named Jim Dragon. Jim was a character that I created also to do an action comic called Red Dragon. He was a red dragon, so I named it that. Yeah, the old comics sucked, yes. But I created Jimmy to balance out the character in the later years and just made him more comical. I added in more characters like Jason and others who you'll probably meet in the future of this channel if the channel takes off even more. So again, Jimmy is born, and here is the name of the channel, Jimmy Draws Art with Jimmy Dragon. Me, I took on the name because I like the name and will continue to use it, and it pretty much stuck with me over the years between me and my friends and whatever. So overall, that seems to be mainly me in a nutshell. I have other more personal things going on in my life, like me being married to a wonderful wife. I'm living in Calgary, by the way. I was born and raised in Chicago. How did I come to live in Canada? That's where my wife is from, so I decided to move here. And besides, I like Canadian living a lot better these days anyway. Although, to be completely honest, there isn't really much difference between the two countries. Living in Calgary is just like living in another city in North America, so it's just North America in general. I've been to other cities too, but I don't think I need to give that history out. Right now, the two biggest ones are probably the best. The others were just stepping stones to get to where I am today. Well, I think I should come to a close here with my story here. I'm sure I will review other things in future videos about me and my life, but right now I think that should do for now. I really wanted to keep my videos short, and this one is a long video that I made. It probably will be the longest one to date and for a long time. It's been hard to fill in this time. So yeah, I think I will part with this. So I will part by saying farewell, and don't trust a box of cookies. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed that video. My drawing process of particularly drawing this particular drawing. In the future, I will try and do sections a little differently. I will try and do videos a little more differently, because I learned a lot while doing this video, and so this is kind of a process that I'm kind of learning how to do it. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. A few more videos right around here that are going to be popping up that you can go ahead and watch, and maybe enjoy some of those as well too. Continue supporting my channel. Please like and subscribe and all that good stuff. So thanks a lot, and we'll see you around. Thanks. Bye.